All right, guys, for our lab tomorrow, I'm going to show you how to make a solution of sodium hydroxide. So we've got our solute here. Our solute is our solid substance. This is sodium hydroxide. We've got our solvent, what we're going to dissolve it in. We just got some straight up deionized water here. And we are going to make our solution. So we got to do some math first. According to the lab, we need 100 milliliters of this solution in 0.5 molar. But since there are going to be 3 stations, we need 300 technically. But because I want to make sure we have enough to go around, I'm going to go ahead and create a 500 milliliter 0.5 molar solution. So I'm going to use my molarity equation. Molarity equals moles over liters. Our molarity needs to be 0.5, and our liters is 0.5 because 500 milliliters is equivalent to 0.5 liters. So that equates to 0.25 moles of NaOH. So that means I am going to add 0.5 or 0.25 moles of NaOH into my 500 milliliter solution of water. Now, or solvent water. Now, I don't know off the top of my head how many grams that is, so I have to convert that amount of moles into grams. 0.25 moles of NaOH is equivalent to 1 mole of NaOH, which is 39.998 grams of NaOH. So if I set up this conversion, it converts to approximately 10 grams of NaOH. Now, I got 9.9995 grams, but because we are using our sig figs, remember 0.25 is going to be the number we use, and that has 2 significant figures, so my final answer needs to have 2 significant figures. Okay, give you one more look at that calculation. Went from the molar quantity and our amount of milliliters, and I was able to convert to figure out how many grams of solvent or how many grams of solute I would need to add to my solvent. So let's take it back over here to our scale. I have this Petri dish that I'm going to put our solute on. I'll place it on here. I already zeroed out the scale one time, but just so you know, let me zero it out. When you turn the scale on, it'll show up as 0.00 grams. Anytime you put anything on it, it's going to change, obviously. So that Petri dish is about 42 grams. But I don't want to do the extra math, so I'm going to go ahead and zero that Petri dish. And so that means that that is what we're starting with. So any amount of solute that I add on top of it, it'll show me that exact amount here. So I'm going to go ahead and unscrew my sodium hydroxide. Very nice. Okay, and I'm going to start very slowly adding just a little bit at a time. And I actually was able to get it perfectly on 10 grams, which is amazing. So that is about 10 grams of the sodium hydroxide solute. So what I'm going to do next, I'm going to take it off of the scale, and I'm just going to add it to my deionized water. Turn off our scale because we save electricity. And then I am just going to begin mixing this solution. And so it's going to take a while. Typically we would use a stir plate, but we don't have a lot of those available here. So it's just going to take me a while to mix this. And then by the end of this by the end of the mixing, we are going to have 500 milliliters of our 0.5 molar sodium hydroxide solution.